Well, an internet provider that puts your privacy first. Sound like a dream? Well, someone wants to make it a reality. His name is Nicholas Merrill, and he's aiming to build a telecommunications company that shields customers from surveillance. And he even wants to take it a step further and challenge the government if they ask for your information. He ran a New York-based internet provider and saw everything that went down behind the scenes, so he is well aware of how easily your personal information is out for grabs. And he joins us now to tell us more about this. Hi, Michael. So tell us a little bit more about your idea.
The essence of the idea is I'm trying to redesign how the telecommunications industry works. And what I want to do is change the basic paradigm from one where it's completely transparent to one where it's more opaque by using a technique called encryption to basically scramble the user's data and to essentially return the ownership of the data to the individual so that the telecommunications provider doesn't have constant visibility into what people are doing on the internet and what people are saying on the telephone.
And Nicholas, what inspired you to come up with this idea?
Basically, I got the inspiration from an experience that I had when I ran an internet provider in New York City, where I'm from. And what happened was I was approached by the authorities, and they tried to force me to provide a lot of data about one of the customers of my company. But instead of the usual way that's done, which is by going through the court system, they used a technique from the USA Patriot Act, and it's known as a national security letter. And basically what that means is, in a way, the authorities now, and since 2001, for the most part, have the ability to sort of write their own warrants without showing probable cause in a court.
Now, you have ran a telecommunications company, so you know exactly what happens behind the scenes. How widespread of a problem is it that people's information is given out?
I mean, if you sort of take a step back and look at the greater picture, there's problems with government surveillance, which has kind of ballooned in the post-9/11 era. And then there are also other issues with telecommunications providers and online service providers data mining the activities of people online. And there is basically a huge market for the data which is compiled from the activities of people online. So the thing about it is that it's mostly invisible to the user. You don't really notice it happening, but it's actually an incredibly widespread practice, and some people think that it's really out of control at this point.
And that was, that was going to be my next question. Based on your experience and seeing how much information is requested, has it gotten out of hand? I mean, obviously that's a matter of opinion. In my opinion, it has. You know, and things are worse in some countries and better in some other countries. If you look at countries like China, where they have this so-called Great Firewall, and everything that's done is watched at all times, you know, that is sort of like the extreme. What we've got in America right now is something, you know, much less grave than that. But at the same time, it's still upsetting when you realize that a lot of this surveillance is in violation of the Constitution. And, you know, people that I know sometimes have the feeling that this type of consistent violation of the principles upon which the country was founded can tend to sort of rot the underpinnings of the rule of law from the inside out, and that in and of itself is a very upsetting prospect. Now, you have this vision of creating a telecommunications company in which you put the customer's privacy first. What kind of feedback have you gotten so far?
It's been incredible. There's been a huge surge of activity on social media, particularly on Twitter.
and on some other sites such as Reddit. There have literally been, thousands and thousands of people writing me emails and donating money through a fundraising website on which I've started a campaign. Basically, within a day, I had raised nearly $50,000, so it was practically overnight. Much of it in very small donations, like in the $5 to $10 range. But what's so exciting about it to me is that it demonstrates in a very concrete and calculable way that there is a market for privacy services, a very strong market that I think is being driven by the knowledge of the deterioration of our privacy in this modern world with automated surveillance.
Wow, and it certainly seems like there is a lot of interest in this. Nicholas, how close are you to starting this project?
The biggest missing hurdle at this point is simply a matter of funding. And if things continue with my fundraising progress the way it's been going, things are looking very up. I could definitely use more support, and it's not even so much a matter of the number of dollars that people give, but it's a matter of demonstrating that there is a market for privacy that I'm really excited about. So, I mean, in theory, if I could get enough money, if someone gave me all the money that I need today, which would be, a couple of $1 million, I could have it up and running, I think, by the end of this year.
Okay, so let's say you get the money, you're able to launch this company, you put your customers' privacy first. Just want to ask you how realistic, it's a great idea, but how realistic is it? I mean, especially, let's say the FBI or the government demands this information, that you'll be able to fight back and not disclose this information if it's demanded?
I think it's perfectly realistic. I mean, number one, I have fought back before and refused to give information when the request wasn't in compliance with the law. So that I'm not worried that whether that's possible or not. That I've got experience with. Whether or not it's possible to build a service that works the way that I'm talking about, I think is absolutely within the realm of possibility. In fact, basically all the tools that you need to perform this type of encryption exist now. It's simply a matter of redesigning the way the telecommunications system works to use encryption technology and security technology to the maximum amount possible. So really all I need is a facility to house all the servers and machines, and I need some money for staff, and then we're really on the road. That's all it takes.
So clearly a lot of interest in this, and people probably watching saying that I want to have this as my internet provider. Is this something that you could do affordably, do you think?
Absolutely. Part of the reason why I want to do this as a nonprofit organization is because I'm not really looking to get rich with this. I'm looking to have a change in the way the telecommunications system works, and I'm looking to try to transform the telecommunications industry and pull it in a positive direction by demonstrating in a concrete way that there is market demand for more privacy.
All right. Nicholas, a great idea. Wants to put your privacy first. That was Nicholas Merrill, Executive Director of the Calix Institute.
Thank you.